Well, let's head to Nigeria now, where telecom operator Etisalat has been instructed to transfer its 45% stake in Etisalat Nigeria to a loan trustee after debt restructuring talks with the lenders failed. Now, Etisalat Nigeria had been in talks to restructure a $1.2 billion loan after missing repayments there. The company took the loan to refinance an existing commercial medium-term debt of about $650 million and, of course, continue its network rollout across the country. Now, on June 15th, a consortium of lenders led by Axis Bank and other local and foreign banks took over the management of Etisalat Nigeria. The takeover followed the collapse of the effort by emerging markets telecommunications services to reach an agreement with the banks on the debt restructuring plan. Well, Deji Badmus now joins us in Lagos with an update on the situation. Deji, welcome to the show. Now, is there any clarity so far as to what happens to Etisalat Nigeria's businesses in the country and suddenly its 23 million subscribers now that the bank's consortium has taken over?
Well, Uche, what most of us think, and that's what most people are saying we might see happen, will be some kind of acquisition. Actually, there are several options now open to Etisalat, several options on the table, but what we might likely see, even though the management hasn't said anything about that, a fact is that the banks will not be able to run Etisalat on their own, and so and they really need to recover their money. So in the long run, we might see some kind of acquisition and, you know, maybe a bigger player coming in from abroad or one of the, local players here acquiring Etisalat. But it's just a matter of wait and see. Fact is that Etisalat as a going business is very viable. 21 million subscribers. It did well last year. And, the future looks good for that company. So, the government here and, of course, the industry regulator here would want to see that company continue to, do well and continue to run its operation without any hindrance at all. So we might see some kind of acquisition along the line, Uche.
And let's talk a little bit more about that, Deji. We know the Nigerian Communications Commission and the Central Bank of Nigeria were the ones who stepped in and encouraged the consortium of these banks to talk with Etisalat. Now, can the government step in again?
Well, there's no question at all. Even though the regulator, I'm talking about the Nigeria Communications Commission now, NCC, seems to be showing a lack of interest, so to speak, openly in this because of the fact that the talks eventually collapsed. Fact is that it will be in the interest of government to ensure that Etisalat doesn't die. There's no question about that. You have thousands of Nigerians working there. Etisalat as a business is supporting millions of Nigerians who do business with that company. And of course, it's provided both direct and indirect job. It's not in the interest of Nigeria at all for the company to go under. So I think the government will not shy away in intervening at some point, even though it is not disclosing what it intends to do. But fact is that we are going to see that happen. And that is the reason why the regulator, NCC, has never hidden its intention, against the idea of Etisalat, for instance, declaring bankruptcy. It wants the company to keep running. It wants it to continue operating. And that's the reason why most people are looking at the possibility of, Etisalat getting acquired now by a bigger player, somebody coming in probably from abroad, an international player now who can take over the company and take over the liabilities of the company. So no question at all that the government will intervene, whether or not it wants to. It definitely has to intervene, Uche.
Well, many thanks, Deji, for those insights. Deji Badmus joining us there in Lagos.